Disappear now, and watch how people react after 7 days. Imagine this. What would happen if you completely disappeared for 7 days? No messages, no calls, no replying to anyone, no explaining yourself, just silence. Most people think if they stop texting first, people will forget them. They believe their value comes from always being available. But psychology says something completely different. When someone is always around, always replying, always available, their presence slowly becomes normal. And when something becomes normal, people stop valuing it. But the moment it disappears, the brain starts asking questions. Where did they go? Why are they quiet? Did something happen? Suddenly, your absence becomes louder than your presence. This is a powerful psychological effect that most people never realize. And when you disappear for just 7 days, people start revealing their real behavior. Some will check on you. Some will feel curious. Some will suddenly start chasing you. The way people react during these 7 days will tell you exactly how much you truly matter to them, and the reaction is often very surprising. But before you try this experiment, there is something very important you must understand, because if you disappear the wrong way, it can completely backfire. And almost 90% of people make this mistake. When you suddenly disappear for a few days, people's brains start experiencing something called uncertainty, and the human brain hates uncertainty. When someone is always replying, always available, their brain feels comfortable. They know exactly where you are. But the moment that pattern breaks, their brain starts filling the silence with questions. Why are they not replying? Did I say something wrong? Are they ignoring me? And the strange thing is, the less information they have, the more they start thinking about you. This is why sometimes the person who talks the least becomes the person people think about the most. Because mystery creates attention. Psychologists often say that the mind is like a puzzle solver. When something doesn't make sense, when something feels incomplete, the brain keeps going back to it again and again until it finds the answer. So when you suddenly disappear, people's minds start trying to solve you. And without realizing it, they begin thinking about you more than before. Not everyone reacts the same way. Some people will start chasing your attention. Some will pretend they don't care. And some people will reveal their true intentions completely. And this is exactly why the 7-day disappearance experiment is so powerful, because it quietly shows you who actually values your presence, and who was only comfortable because you were always there. But there's something even more surprising that happens around day 3 or day 4 of this silence. This is the moment when people's behavior starts changing completely, and almost nobody talks about this stage. Around day 3 or day 4, something strange begins to happen. People who were silent before may suddenly start reaching out. A simple message appears. Hey, where did you go? Are you okay? Why? Because now your silence starts creating curiosity and tension. When someone who is always present suddenly becomes quiet, their brain feels a missing gap, and the human mind naturally wants to fill that gap. Some people will check on you because they genuinely care, and some will only reach out because your silence disturbed their comfort. Your absence slowly begins to reveal people's real intentions, but the biggest psychological effect actually happens at the end of the 7th day. And this is where the real power of this experiment appears. By the 7th day, something powerful happens. Your silence starts changing how people see you. When someone is always available, people assume they will always be there. But when you disappear, that certainty breaks. Now your presence suddenly feels rare, and the human brain naturally values rare things more. Some people will start respecting you more. Some will feel curious about what you're doing, and some may even start trying harder to get your attention. Disappearing for 7 days is not the real trick. The real trick is how you return after those 7 days, because the way you come back will decide whether people value you more or go back to treating you the same way. And this is the part almost nobody understands. The power of disappearing for 7 days is not the silence itself. The real power is how you return. Most people make a huge mistake. After disappearing, they suddenly come back and start explaining everything. Sorry, I was busy. I had a lot going on. That's why I didn't reply. The moment you start explaining, the mystery disappears. And when mystery disappears, the psychological power vanishes too. The real trick is this. When you come back, act calm, normal, and slightly detached. Reply normally. Don't over-explain. Don't act desperate to catch up. Just show that your life continued peacefully without constant attention. This sends a powerful signal to people's minds. This person has their own world, and people naturally respect those who don't revolve their life around others. Because confidence is not loud. Sometimes confidence is simply the ability to be comfortable with silence. And once people realize that your attention is not always available, they start valuing it much more. That is the real psychology behind the 7-day disappearance experiment. If this video made you see people a little differently, then subscribe to this channel, because here we break down the hidden psychology behind human behavior, the things most people notice, but very few understand. See you soon.